Brilliant. So I've just logged into Community Edition. And as Ryan said at the start, we do believe that the freemium version of our tool deserves love as well. So it very much is the same tool. And it used to be you could only create one threat model, and we got feedback that that wasn't quite enough. So there's now 3. You can see I'm using 2 out of 3. This is actually another one I made earlier, utilizing Jeff from text. So you'll see this little button with the pig, with Jeff, model with AI. And, it's saying in here, you can use documentation, user stories, source code, even an audio transcription. All of these things, that they work brilliantly, and you just iterate as you go. If you're still not really sure where to get started, we kind of have these use cases, if you will, that you can start with. But I'm just going to paste in some code for a banking solution. And at the moment, sifting through the sounds of data. Yeah, so Jeff is doing a lot right now. It's sending this data to the LLM for processing. And what it will do is Jeff will come back to me saying, are these the correct components to build what you're looking for? And you can further iterate. You can say yes, or if it gets something wrong, then of course you can go back and forth as required. But as you can see, this is literally just code that I've pasted in that it's working with. And here we go. So based upon the provided scenario, this is what it's suggesting it would look like. And what it's done is it's kind of mapped some components for me. And now it's asking, do I want to proceed? I don't know about you. Whenever I interact with AI, I feel like you have to be polite. Can't respond without please and thank yous, otherwise I'm going to be on a hit list in the future. So Jeff is now analyzing the scenario, and what it's doing now is it will align these components with IriusRisk components, which is really smart. So even though we're interacting here, it's now checking across into IriusRisk, and it's going to align them. And again, it will ask for feedback and ask if it's doing the right thing or not. It seems like it's being inactive, but it's truly not. This is at the point where it's doing complex analysis, generation tasks, and then it will prompt me as the user to review, make the changes, and so on. So it will come up in just a second. And you'll notice when it comes back that you'll still get the list of components, but it will have begun to kind of merge them with what we call these. Maybe we've got a slightly different name for authentication service within IriusRisk. So here we go. Yeah, so this is where it started aligning. You see, see across here and here. Yes, go ahead. So now it's asking, do you want to proceed and generate the threat model using IriusRisk? So it's done the mapping, it's worked that out, and now the diagram is approved, if you will. It's going to request additional information from the IriusRisk database, and it's then going to match those across and refine the diagram. And then what will happen is, whilst it's digging up a response, in a moment you'll then see a recognizable IriusRisk diagram or mock-up, and it just gives it a placeholder name with like 2 random words, which you can change. And when that comes back, we'll actually be able to open the threat model in IriusRisk, which is very cool.
Jeff's also interacting with Sod's Law at the moment, or Murphy's Law, by deciding to be slow but whenever there's a webinar on.
Oh, of course, yeah. And based upon my internet connection as well. So someone's asked a question just while Jeff is working hard in the background. Is the code we paste into Jeff kept proprietary to us, or does it become part of IriusRisk LLM? So Jeff is built upon, there we go, OpenAI. So now anything you put into Jeff, that kind of stays within OpenAI. Oh, pardon?
So the answer to this, I think, is Jeff has got a terrible memory. It only lasts for one conversation, and then the next time you do anything, it's forgotten all that code and doesn't keep it. So it only uses it the one time, and then you'd need to start again from the beginning to be able to do it, to overcome some of the problems I think that the question might be alluding to. Do you think I've answered that question correctly there, Claire?
I think so. Obviously, if not, that person can please shout. You came through as anonymous, so I'm not sure who asked. But there's also some misconception around. So basically, we use the LLM here, but then we go into IriusRisk. So any threats and countermeasures that are identified, if I open the project, this is now in IriusRisk. This is not Jeff. So just to make that very clear that anything associated here in regards to your system, Jeff doesn't know the threats and countermeasures. Jeff's job is just to try and help you jump several steps forward with your diagram, with what you're building. Jeff doesn't know the context surrounding it, just in case anyone was wondering that. Now here we go. This is the random name I mentioned, so we won't worry about that. But as you can see, it has built what was asked for. It might be that you want to change the trust zone, or maybe the database service sits in its own trust zone and you might want to move that over here. But otherwise, it's done what we've asked. And then here we go. It's got the countermeasures, it's got the threats, and basically everything that we've shown you, changing the views, applying a standard, all of this can still be done. It's exactly the same. It's just instead of you building that diagram or maybe importing it from Lucidchart, Jeff has supported you to build that. You have still been in that driving seat. You've been in control. You've given the information and the context. So yeah, all of it is the same. So yeah, we're really pleased with Jeff, because the feedback has been that the diagramming part takes a long time, and time to value is really important when you've spent your budget on security, and we completely understand that. And this really is just the beginning. We are just scratching the surface with this capability. So we're really excited to share this with you, and even more excited to show more capability in the really near future as well. So I hope that was useful. I'm just going to check if there were any questions. The others? Not looking like there are. No, can't see anything else. Last chance if anyone wanted to have any last moment questions or comments. We will stay on for a few moments. No. Okay, well, as Ryan said at the start, this has been recorded, so we'll get that uploaded this week, and then that will be shared. It will also be available on our YouTube channel if you wanted to rewatch, because there was a part you thought was really exciting, or if you want to share it with the rest of your team. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. It's always great to have you here, and any feedback is really welcome. And we'll see you on another webinar really soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you, Ryan. Bye.